IHeartEveryone here with more Nameless. Piercing screams filled the whole auditorium. Is Yuri up on that stage? They must be adjusting the instruments since I didn't hear any music. I took the chance to push forward. Ah! When I barely made it to the front row, someone pushed me and I fell. No, I almost fell. Ah! As I stumbled towards the stage, I caught eyes with Yuri. It's Yuri. It's been a long time since we looked at each other like this. He's so far away. Yuri silently stares at me. And he turned around to say something to the lead singer. The electric buzz of the mic filled the auditorium. Yuri took the mic from the lead singer and stood at the center of the stage. As Yuri appeared again, I heard the shrieks bursting out again. Yuri made one gesture and calmed everyone down. And he started talking with the mic.
모두들 공연은 즐겁게 즐기고 있지? 네! 다행이군. 내가 지금 여기에 선 것은 모두에게 전할 말이 있기 때문이다.
People started to stir. Something to say?
이곳에 와서 너희들을 만나 정말로 재미있고 다양한 경험을 했어. 아마 내 평생 이런 시간은 다시 오지 않을 테지. 내가 보내온 시간은 신기하고 즐거운 것들로 가득했다. 이런 소중한 추억을 준 너희들에게 가슴 깊이 감사하고 있어.
Everyone was stirring. There was something serious about what he was saying. Everyone must have felt it.
선생님, 갑자기 그게 무슨 말씀이세요? 선생님, 왜 떠나는 사람처럼 말씀하세요?
그래 맞아. 난 지금 이 자리에서 너희들에게 이별을 구하려고 한다.
네? 싫어요, 선생님.
Everyone started shouting.
떠난다고 해도 아예 사라지는 건 아니야. 유리인 나는 그대로 남아 있어. 다만 선생으로서의 나는 오늘이 마지막이 될 거야.
But then it would be a scandal if we started dating, and I can't date my music teacher. I heard some girls weeping amongst the stir. Yuri, what are you saying?
선생님인 나는 오늘부로 사라진다. 앞으로 난 다시 인간 유리가 되어서 내 삶에 최선을 다할 거야.
선생님, 이유가 뭐예요? 저희가 싫어지신 건가요?
그건 아니야.
그럼 왜죠? 무슨 이유라도 있나요?
이유라. 그래, 이유라면 있지. 그건 바로 내가 한 여자를 사랑하게 되었기 때문이다.
The woman better be me. Ah. Girls here and there crouched down. The auditorium suddenly turned into turmoil. No, some people were almost mourning. I heard the weeping get louder at what Yuri said. Yuri just single-handedly stabbed like 50 hearts in one go. But Yuri kept on and continued.
난 모든 사람들의 이상을 충족시켜주기 위해 태어난 존재야. 나라면 모두를 행복하게 해줄 수 있어. 그래, 한때는 그렇게 믿었지. 하지만 아니었어. 난 사랑하는 단 한 명의 행복을 지키는 것도 벅찬 남자였어. 어리석었던 거야.
I heard words I never imagined Yuri, who was always so confident, would ever say. Everyone looked surprised and focused on what he had to say.
이제야 난 나의 역할을 알게 되었어. 내가 있을 자리를 찾게 되었지. 그러니까 너희들과는 이별이다.
안 돼요. 떠나지 마세요.
미안하다.
Yuri said goodbye and apologized to the audience, and he held the mic again. This time, his voice was trembling a lot. Seeing him look nervous, everyone turned quiet and stared at him.
이 말을 듣고 있을 너에게 전할게. 만약 이런 나를 받아줄 마음이 있다면 시크릿 가든 우리 둘만의 비밀의 정원으로 가죠. 지금 당장.
After those last words, Yuri left the stage. The auditorium went crazy at what Yuri declared. But the lead singer soon came out and started singing. Amongst the disorder, the show continued on without Yuri. I took advantage of the ruckus and escaped the auditorium. I passed through so many people and finally arrived in front of a music room. Secret garden. He must have meant the music room. Are you sure it wasn't the room? Could be the room. I put my hand on the handle to open the door and I just stayed still. I hesitated for a moment. Can I really open this door? On stage, Yuri's eyes looked sincere. I was very close and saw them clearly, but I also saw the way he refused me until now. I wasn't sure which one I should believe. I hesitated in front of a split path. When I open the door, which truth will be waiting for me? And will I be able to accept it? I gulped. Oh, what should I do? How could I not open the door? Open that door. I gathered up the courage and opened the door. My heart was about to burst. My eyes hurriedly searched for Yuri. I saw a familiar figure in front of a piano. His hair was damp with sweat since he had just finished playing. I don't know how long it's been since I last talked to him. My heart pounded just by looking at Yuri. I'm surprised I actually managed to hide my feelings this whole time. As soon as I opened the door, Yuri raised his head and looked at me. For a moment, I saw the anxiety in his eyes disappear. It was like seeing myself.
도와줬구나.
Yeah. I took a step forward to go to him.
잠깐, 가까이 오지 말아줘.
Hmm?
거기 그대로 서 있어.
Yuri's words, I stood still at the spot. No, actually, I froze. Is Yuri still refusing me? I suddenly felt nervous. I couldn't breathe and just stood there, frozen. Yuri opened his mouth.
너는 그대로 거기 서 있어. 이젠 내가 갈게.
Yuri stood up from his seat. Yuri? Yuri took a step towards me.
날 위해서 아름답게 변해줘서 고마워.
Yuri came to me slowly, one step at a time.
처음에 알아차렸어야 했는데 사실 처음 너를 봤을 때부터 괜히 주판을 던지고 치근덕대고 싶었어. 모두가 그런 날 싫어하는데도 말이야. 나도 그런 내 마음이 잘 이해가 되지 않았어. 왜 너에게만 유독 그랬을까?
Yuri repeated something he already confessed before. I listened carefully as if I was hearing it for the first time. His low and sincere voice rang and hovered inside the music room. Thanks to that, I heard Yuri's voice from all directions. Felt as if his voice was hugging me. Yuri continued on.
넌 날 받아주면서도 진심으로 날 미워한 적은 없었어. 오히려 선물에는 주는 사람의 진심이 담겨 있는 거라고 말해줬지. 넌 나를 걱정해줬지. 넌 나에겐 너무 매력적이었어. 그리고 처음으로 나에게 새로운 감정을 심어줬어. 네가 준 찻잎을 받고 얼마나 기뻤는지 넌 모를 거야.
Yuri looked into my eyes.
나에겐 처음 느껴보는 감정이었어. 그동안 수없이 아름다운 꽃을 많이 봐왔지만 한 번도 소유하고 싶다고 생각한 적은 없었거든. 이런 생각을 하는 스스로가 놀라웠고 또 당황스러웠어. 왜냐하면 난 진실한 관계를 어떻게 해야 가질 수 있는지 모르기 때문이야. 초콜릿을 받아도 머핀을 받아도 다른 그 어떤 호화로운 선물을 받아도 나는 몰라 그들의 진실한 마음을 말이야. 하지만 처음으로 너에게는 전해주고 싶었어. 진실한 내 마음을. 선물. 다른 방법은 모르니까 선물에 내 마음을 담아서 전해줬지. 네가 기뻐하면 좋겠다는 생각만 했어. 날 만든 원형사는 나한테 모두에게 공평하게 사랑을 줄 수 있게 해줬어. 그래서 모두가 아닌 한 사람에게만 사랑을 주는 방법을 나는 잘 알지 못해. 하지만 점점 아름답게 변하는 널 보면서 점점 내 마음을 맺혔어. 널 잡으라고, 널 내 것으로 하라고. 난 도망쳤어. 나는 진실한 사랑을 하는 법을 배우지 못했으니까 무서웠어.
No. His words rang through my heart and made me sad. He knew how to give love, but he didn't understand the desire to own someone. He always looked confident, but he was nervous and scared inside.
다른 누군가가 네 곁에 있는 것을 생각하면 질투로 눈이 멀어버릴 것 같아. 이렇게 내 눈앞에 네가 있는데도 널 가지고 싶어서, 이렇게 만지고 싶어서 참을 수가 없어. 이상 가만히 있어.
Oh, look at him blushing.
이제 내가 되는 거야. 오래 기다리고 있어 미안해.
His ardent words penetrated into my heart. The trembles in his voice became waves and shook my heart. Yuri opened his mouth for the last time.
나만의 여자가 되어주겠어.
Yee! The answer was already set. Instead of answering, I quietly closed my eyes. Ooh! Yuri slowly leaned over, and soon his burning lips touched mine. Aw, yeah. His careful lips seemed to hesitate a bit, but soon pressed hard. He kissed me deeply. What does that even mean, to kiss someone deeply? It was my first ever kiss. Yuri's tongue smoothly slid into my mouth. I'd rather not. I was a bit scared, but I didn't back away. And as if soothing me, he kissed me softly. As if telling me how long he's waited. His kiss was passionate. He slowly removed his lips from mine.
놓지 않아. 다시는 널 놓지 않을 거야.
While still in his arms, I tiptoed a bit in my high heels. Instead of answering, I reached for his lips again.
귀엽게.
Yuri smiled. Stopped hugging him and tried to gather myself. So many things just happened. To somehow put it simply. So, Yuri likes me too, right? As I looked at him disbelievingly, Yuri smiled.
그만하면 큰일 날 뻔했어. 이렇게 귀여운 너를 그 녀석에게 빼앗길 뻔하다니.
That guy?
잔소리쟁이 말이야. 잔소리쟁이 엄마 테이.
Oh. I was trying to forget it, but I was actually incredibly shocked then. I was so surprised when Tay suddenly asked me out. Shook my head to erase that memory. Put that in the vault. But thanks to Tay, I realized how I felt.
언니?
Yuri stared at me, looking a bit nervous. I'm surprised that I saw anxiety in his eyes. Thought Yuri never had those feelings. Can't believe I'm the one making him feel that way. Felt happy. Yeah, my own feelings. I realized how much I like you.
테이에게 확실히 빚을 졌군.
Yuri frowned. What do you mean you owe him?
심지어 협박도 당했다고.
Yuri let out a sigh.
어떻게 하면 그땐 정말로 빼앗아가 버리겠다고 하더군.
Why did you guys fight over who gets to take me? That's why in that one timeline they were just like, fine, we'll just share her. I'm not some game prize. I would never have believed it before, but right now I could strangely imagine it. Tay really would have blackmailed him if he was like how I saw him just before. Yeah. I've never even seen him so determined.
네가 몰라서 그렇지. 그 녀석에게는 되도록 다가가지 말도록 해.
I got it at some point, Yuri. No, wait, Tay is... I was a bit scared then, but the Tay I know is always sweet and kind. Man, I can't wait to date him. That's gonna be exciting. And besides, he ended up helping me. So I couldn't believe what Yuri was saying. I can. After I peered into the dark void for a moment. As he noticed how much I trust Tay, Yuri frowned again.
알았어, 이제 그만. 앞으로 다른 남자 이야기하는 건 금지야. 금지?
What about Cherry Boy? Can I talk about Cherry Boy? What is that? Another man? It's just Tay. Besides, you always hung out with the other girls. I scolded him a bit, remembering how much I suffered inside because of him.
아까 무대에서 이야기했잖아. 이제 난 너만 볼 거야. 그러니까 너도 앞으로 나만 보도록 해. 선생님 명령이야.
You're not a teacher anymore, Yuri. A teacher's order. Couldn't stop myself from laughing. But hearing the word stage, I thought of a more urgent problem. Stopped Yuri from telling me not to talk about other guys and asked him, "Are you really quitting your job?" He didn't hesitate to answer my question. Why? Because being a teacher sucks.
제자를 사랑한 선생이 어떻게
And also, yes, that.
그리고 선생님이 되어버리면 제자에게 직접적으로 어느 짓을 못하잖아.
Yuri winked and said, "What? Adult things?" I didn't understand, so I opened my eyes wide and looked at him. He just grinned. What do you mean? Officially doing adult things. Felt curious and nervous at the same time. Yuri slowly lowered his head to look at me.
무슨 말이냐 하면
Seeing Yuri lean over, I closed my eyes again. Our lips were about to touch again.
자, 거기까지. 유리 선생님, 여기가 어디라고 생각하시는 거죠? 신성한 교육의 장에서 제자에게 손을 대다니 있을 수...
Oh, whoops.
네 녀석, 끝까지 방해하기냐? 그리고 너, 날 응원해주기로 한 거 아니었나? 그건 그거고 이건 이겁니다. 착실한 학생으로서 선생님이 나쁜 길로 빠지는 걸 볼 수는 없죠.
Gotta keep the morality in check.
이제 선생이 아니야. 그건 사직서를 쓰고 나서 말씀하시죠. 그때까지는 선생님입니다. 그러니 사직을 할 때까지는 그 아이에게 손대지 마십시오. 선생님이 아직 같으니.
I love Mama Tay. Yuri complained. I like that face. It's so cute. Their fights are so childish and funny sometimes. It actually makes me feel better. In the midst of all that, Tay blew another punch.
아 맞다. 사직서 말인데요. 제출 후에
Oh no.
일주일에 걸리는 건 아시죠? 뭐? 그럼
His
30일 동안
eyes.
마무리 잘 부탁드립니다.
Tay marched in and took my arm. Tay?
오늘 고생 많았어. 배고프지? 같이 가자. 내가 집에서 맛있는 거
Yo,
해줄게.
this boy. Huh? But what about Yuri?
선생님은 지금부터 사직서를 쓰실 것 같은데 1초라도 빨리 넘기는 게 좋잖아. 널 봐.
Tay, wait! Tay hummed as he took my arms and led me out of a music room. Oh my god, he looked so pissed off.
저 녀석은 악마야.
Mom Satan. Oh my god, it's so good. It's the best. Cinderella's happy ending! Woo! The bell rang loud. Where's the clock? I reached out to the bedside cabinet and groped around. Oh, here it is. With a click, the noisy alarm stopped. What time is it? The moment I rubbed my sleepy eyes and tried to get up. Oh, whatever.
아직 새벽이잖아.
Oh man, am I sleeping with my boy? Something grabbed my waist and plopped me down back to the bed. I instantly woke up at the surprise. I widened my eyes and looked beside my bed. What are you doing here? I shouted and pointed my finger at Yuri. Oh my god, he's shirtless, of course.
그보다
Ah! Yuri climbed over me.
공주님이 스스로 깨면 안 되지. 자고로 공주님이라면 왕자님의 키스로 깨어나야 하는 법. 눈을 감으시죠.
Oh my goodness. Yuri leaned close.
아이고.
The slipper hit Yuri right at the head, right at his head. He clutched his hair and glared at the door. Lance was glaring back at Yuri.
아침부터 웬 비명인가에서 와봤더니 오늘도 또입니까?
Yup. Today's not the first time I've screamed in the morning. It's already been a month since the festival. After quitting his job, Yuri clung onto my side all the time. Who did you meet today? Tidy your hair. You look better in lower heels. Guys will stare at you if your skirt's too short, etc. He's been nagging me more than Lance or Tay ever did. And as if that's not enough, sometimes he crawls into my bed at night. According to him, he has to watch over me so I don't dream about some other guy at night. It was a ridiculous excuse, but I've let it go.
마이 허니와 함께 있는 건데 지겨울 리가. 오히려 좀 더 오래 같이 있지 못해서 그게 아쉽다고. 이럴 줄 알았으면 선생님을 그만두지 말걸. 그랬다면 아카데미에서도 내내 같이 있을 수 있었을 텐데.
He smacked his lips as if still feeling sorry about not being with me all the time.
달링, 나 지금이라도 아예 다시 학생으로 입학할까? 너희 반으로 들어가면 하루 종일 내내 같이 있을 수 있잖아.
Never heard a resigned teacher entering the school as a freshman. Lance put his hand on his head as if sick of all this.
당신은 우리 주인이죠. 그럼 정중히 부탁하겠습니다. 저거 버리면 안 됩니까?
Lance pointed at Yuri and looked at me with resenting eyes. All I can do is laugh. Hey guys!
얼굴에 아주 꽃이 폈네 폈어. 그렇게 좀
Oh, whoops.
참 좋을 땐가 보지.
After Yuri resigned, I called Zoe and Shinbi and briefly told them everything that happened. They stood by me when I was having a hard time, so I didn't want to hide I didn't want to hide things from my friends. Of course, I didn't tell them the Hot Five were originally dolls. When I told them I was going out with Yuri, Zoe almost fainted with shock. She asked me, "Really? You serious?" again and again. When I asked them to keep it a secret, Zoe surprisingly said all I had to do was buy her a piece of carrot cake. I could still remember the shock in her face. I should have taken a picture of her face that day. Such a shame. After that, every time I looked happy, Zoe looked at me with hints of jealousy. Even before, she often told me I should never abandon my friends for love. I understand how she feels, but I can't help but feel so happy. Hehe.
웃는 거 봐.
Why don't you meet someone?
태희 선배랑 소개팅 자리 좀 마련해 주던지.
Zoe said sadly. Tay must still be the only one in Zoe's heart. Ignoring Zoe, Shinbi changed the subject.
나중에 새로운 메뉴가 생겼대. 같이 가지 않을래?
Yeah, sure.
매일같이 남자친구 만나러 간다고 쏜살같이 나가던 누구 씨가 웬일이야?
It's important to hang out with your friends sometimes.
그래, 그 말도 맞아. 앞으로 자주 좀 그러자.
Zoe smiled happily. It's been such a long time since I came to Banjul. The familiar tea scent and soft music were still the same.
어서 오세요. 오늘은 세 분이시네요.
Zion greeting us was still the same too.
그래, 오늘은 배신자도 함께 왔어.
이리 오세요. 이봐, 이건 어디에 두면 되지? 아, 유리 씨.
What? Yuri? Turn around at hearing the familiar name. What? Even when I'm hanging out with my friends, I can't get away from my boyfriend. Nothing new on the phone. He was in my bed, the house this morning, but right now he was right in front of me. Yuri, what are you doing here?
darling.
Yuri smiled and ran towards us, and he leaned over when everyone was watching.
여길 자주 찾는다고는 들었지만 이렇게 빨리 만나게 될 줄 몰랐는걸? 여기 일을 임시로 도와주길 잘했군.
Help out? You work here?
응.
Since when?
오늘부터. 오늘 아침부터 출근했지. 그런데 달링은 밖에서 보니까 더 좋은데. 역시 넌 교복 입은 모습이 제일 예뻐. 물론 제일 좋은 건 오늘 아침 침대에서 본 너의 찬한 얼굴이지만. 지금 수업 마치고 오는 길이야?
Huh? I came after class. OMG! My face turned deadly pale. Yes, right now I'm here with Zoe and Shinbi. I forgot about my friends for a moment and chatted with Yuri. I completely forgot I was with him and ended up being friendly with him. Slowly turned my stiff body. Zoe's eyes were unfocused. Huh? And she's muttering something.
유리 선생님이 반주 내 친구 이름 나쁘라 남친 침대 교복.
So, are you okay?
진정해. 너 지금 뇌에 과부하가 걸렸어.
Shinbi helped Zoe to her seat.
자, 그럼 허니, 뭐 마실래?
Yuri followed us to our table and handed out the menu. Oh, secret garden for me.
역시 탁월한 선택이시군요. 어이, 거기 너희 둘 뭐 마실 거야? 참고로 물은 셀프니까 카운터에서 알아서 떠다 마셔.
유리 선생님 못 뵌 사이에 변하셨네요. 팬클럽 아이들이 알면 울겠어요.
Zoe came back to her senses and looked at Yuri surprised.
그러고 보니 그런 것도 있었지. 마침 잘 됐다. 가서 그 아이들한테 전해. 난 돌아갈 마음 없으니까 귀찮게 문자 메시지 좀 그만 보내라고. 계속 그러면 번호 바꿔버린다고 말이야.
Ooh, setting a foot
난
down.
지금도 앞으로도 영원히 달링 옆에만 있을 거야.
세상에.
Zoe's mouth dropped open.
주문받으러 간 사람이
티.
감감무소식이군. 일하는 주제에 가르송복은 왜 안 입겠다는 거야?
Oh, Tay, hello. I made sure to be polite this time.
안녕. 오늘은 친구들이랑 만나보지?
Yes. But Tay, is it true that Yuri works here? What happened?
어쩌다 보니 그렇게 됐어.
Tay smiled awkwardly.
그보다 주문은 어떻게 할 거야?
For me,
달링은 시크릿 가든을 주문했어.
yeah.
참고로 시크릿 가든은 우리 둘만의 추억이 담긴 차지.
Let me just rub that in your face. She's with me, and we're special to each other, and you have nothing to do with this, Tay.
이 차를 마시고 오늘 저녁 나와 함께 비밀의 정원을 가자. 응? 꼬마 아가씨.
Yuri smiled and said something mischievous again. Zoe, Shinbi, and Tay stared at us, looking stunned. I think they need time to get used to him like that. No, actually a lot of time. Shinbi was the first one to come back to her senses.
아, 맞다. 이거 줄게.
Shinbi took out 2 pieces of paper from her bag. Ooh, take us to the amusement park.
일하는 곳에서 받았어. 이번에 놀이공원 모델 일 했거든. 난 필요 없으니까
Ooh.
너 줄게.
Really? Are you sure? I looked closely at the tickets and saw a familiar name. This amusement park. I've been to this amusement park once before with Grandpa. It's pretty old, so I thought it closed down. But I recently saw a TV ad for it. Suddenly felt nostalgic at seeing those tickets. But there's 2. I'll be able to go with Yuri.
그거 크리스마스 때까지 사용 가능한데 난 그날 일이 있어서 어차피 못 가.
나는 왜 안 줘?
Zoe pouted.
크리스마스에 놀이공원은 커피들의 성지잖아. 네가 거기 가서 뭐 하려고? 자학이 목적이 아니라면 피하는 게 좋아.
야, 내가 왜 솔로라고 단정짓는 거야? 나도 같이 갈 사람이.
Shinbi patted Zoe on the head. Thanks, Shinbi. I sincerely thanked Shinbi. Soon Zoe stopped her tears and cheered me to have fun for her. I'm glad to have honest friends who support my relationship. Then I suddenly caught eyes with Yuri, who kept on looking at my side. Yuri gave me a wink. I smiled to see that. I'm happy. Alright. Finish the episode off there, and we'll finish Yuri's route, I assume, next time, because everything's wrapping up. So, I hope to see you then. Bye!